Morning all, welcome to Grandads Allotment. It's the 25th of August today, so I'll just show you around the allotment. I'm going to be doing a few jobs next couple of days, so I'll video them separately, but yeah, I'll just have a quick plot tour. Right, we'll start at the top of the allotment. So, tidied up a little bit. This bed had all my sprouting broccoli in, and in there it had the kohlrabi at the far end. They've just been decimated by the caterpillars, so they've came out. I'll probably give this bed a tickle over and probably sow some beetroot and turnips for the winter. I would have done some more kale, but I haven't got any left unless I can get. I'll see if I've got some seeds that might come. This one here I've just cleared, that had chard in again. What didn't go to seed with the heat has just been decimated by the caterpillars, so that's gone. You can see over there I've just built a compost pile because I've got loads of stuff I need to get rid of. I'll show you that in a minute. So you can see this is a bit of the kohlrabi that's left, what's left of the after the caterpillars have got up, but they're still growing. And I have to say, kohlrabi has been my crop of the year this year. Never grown it before, but I've had some really good ones. I mean, that one there is probably just about ready to pick, just perfect size. Roasted kohlrabi, it's the new thing. Definitely doing that next time. In here, the beans, still flowering, still coming. Got quite a while for them yet. They've still got time to come. Few sunflowers, just some random ones what I've put in. This is comfrey, which is coming through, which it was in a bucket there about, well, before I built all of this, so probably 3 years ago now, and it's in the ground somewhere and it's still shooting up. You can see it over there as well, so it's been in my life. This is grapevine, and it's starting to shoot up. What I wanted to do is to go up and over this eventually, but I'll start training that. It's only its second year, so it'll start and shoot off this year. The clematis and that is done now, but I'll cut that back. Some of the kale, it's starting to get eaten, and they normally don't touch it, but this year there's been masses of caterpillars, so these will probably come out, to be honest. I might leave that one, see if that does anything. Hanging baskets of the tomatoes in there, done now. Done well off them though. A few courgettes. Third lot of peas, they've been got up by slugs. A few little squashes there, pumpkins, so they'll stay in. And get through my sunflowers, which are up there. Good few sunflowers this year. Strawberries, this is one of the jobs I've got to do. What I did is packed in all the runners, so you can see I'm going to be taking them off and planting them up. A load of strawberries. So all I did was fed them back into the soil, all the runners, so they've got roots. I can now take them off and plant them up. That's a job for today. Sweet corn, it's starting to show. Whether I'll get any or not is another thing. I never ever get sweet corns. You only meet time to try. There's a few on, but they'll probably not come to anything. Tierberries, all finished now, and loganberries. So this side is loganberries, that side is tierberries. This is my comfrey. Again, I cropped that probably about 2 weeks ago. And you can see how right back to nothing, and it's come up flower again. So I'll leave that for a bit before I harvest it. A few Maras courgettes in that one. Rosemary, I'm going to be taking some cuttings off that the next day or so. It's one of my other jobs. I pruned back all of this a couple of weeks ago, pruned the roses right back, but you can see after pruning, you know, they're starting to flower again. So this needs, I'm going to take some cuttings off this date in the next few days as well. The fuchsia, again another rosemary, needs cutting back. But what is starting to do well is these are the Japanese wineberries. They're like a little cross between a raspberry and a strawberry, but they're immensely sweet, and they're quite sticky, but they do taste lovely. Not very big, and these are probably going over now. I did get a good crop of them. This is the first year it's properly cropped, and I transplanted this from my back garden, so it'll do better next year, and hopefully I want to spread it right across that side, right over there. So I cut a bit of this back as well, this rose, to get into down here. I will take a lot off a little bit later. It was flowering, but it's starting to go over now. It's starting to get the hips on. So, but I think it's coming. There's 2 roses now. It's not a true rose. It's because these ones are more like a dog rose. So I think they're coming from the shoots of the you know, whatever it's grafted onto, because they've got white flowers on them, where it's a pink rose, the big rose. But I'll do a bit of training on that this year. Carrots, so they're coming up. Just got them covered. They're the ones that Alexis sowed a few weeks ago, so they're not doing bad. I've just got to cover up. Again, same with strawberries on here. The runners have shooted, so I'll be planting them up, taking all them off, tidying them up for the winter. Let's have a look in here. So tomatoes, again, have been overshadowed by the grapes. It's just trying to keep, you know, the take over, trying to keep the leaves down. But the grapes are doing all right, and what I really need is someone that makes wine to take them off us. We'll see how many there is. But yeah, the tomatoes haven't really done much in here. It's just too dark for them. You know, as soon as you cut everything back on the grapes, it just, you know, it just covers them again. You know, these were all cut off. That's probably 2 foot of shoot within, you know, a fortnight. It just goes mad. Never mind, can't complain. So this is the damson tree. It needs trimming, so I'm going to give it a summer prune. I was going to take it out because I've never had any fruit off it, and it's been in 3 to 4 years now, so it was going to come out. But this year it's got a bit of a reprieve. Can you see? We've got damsons, and quite a few of them. So I mean, they're hard as bullets, and they've got this sort of sap on them. I don't know if that's, get another one, see in focus. The sap sort of growing out of them on some of them. Now whether that's because of the weather or not, I don't know. Yeah, they're a bit tart, but I've got damsons. That's the reprieve. So you can see they're in there, and there's, you know, there's quite a few So it's had a reprieve. It'll get its trim. So the height off, I want it to be about 6 foot high. So all the upper growth will come off. And anything, you know, shooting way out will come off. So I'll do that in a separate video. My apples, still doing well, needs a summer prune. But I've had a good crop of these already, the ones that have sort of fallen. You can see there's still loads on the floor that have dropped. Not to worry about that. The rats will eat them ones. Across here, I did have, and it looks like they've dropped a couple of pairs. But it looks like they've dropped, or they've been eaten by the rats. So that's it. Run out of the apple tree from this apple. It's not had that many on this year, but we've had a few. Blackberries are grown over there in that corner. I'm going to have to get into there and get them out, to be honest. Although I love blackberries. They are worth keeping. But I'll have to tame them. Right, so that's the orchard area. Greenhouse. Tomatoes are just constantly cropping. I'm getting probably half a carrier bag of tomatoes every time I come over. Doing really well. Peppers are starting to come on. I've had a couple of peppers off this one already. But yeah, the tomatoes look a bit sparse, but they are still cropping. More peppers. This one, Orange Space F1, and I had a one in my dinner the other day, and just put one in that size, and bah, it was hot. Tigerellas, some more long chilies, so they've not done too bad. Raspberries, got some orange raspberries there, and these ones, they're nearly all going over now, but they need, you know, I'm picking a punnet every time I'm coming over, so they'll get cropped, final crops, and then cut back down. More tomatoes, you know, I've not kind of faulted tomatoes this year. And this one, fig tree, is just overtaken. Going to take some cuttings off that. Have had a couple of figs off it this year, first time. Normally I've getting them, they've just dropped. But I've been looking at how to prune it and take some cuttings, so I'm going to do that. These two. Turmeric is probably, I don't know, 4 foot high. See if we can get it in. And the ginger, probably the same. You can see how big it's got from two little spurs that I had originally. Turmeric's the one I'm really interested in to harvest that, but it's still doing okay, so we'll just let it go. They need a bit of a water. Tomatoes in here again. I've topped them off, but they're just going wild at the top and I can't reach, so just having to leave them. But they're still flowering and still cropping, so you know, why not? Why not at all? Right, let's get outside. So this side, they're the climbing beans, not climbed. A few beetroot what I put in the other day. They're doing all right. Celeriac isn't doing much. And then we're back here. Right, I'm going to tackle this bed, give it a tickle over, get some beetroot sown. See you in a bit. Right, I've just done a a few lines, if you can see there, of beetroot, and I've just dropped a few seeds in. And they're Detroit. I know it's August and it's a little bit late. Should be in by July really, but weather's still really hot, so seasons are all skewed anyway. So we'll put them in, see what they do. It was an open packet anyway, so haven't lost anything. Right, on to the next one. Right, just show you what I planted up. So in this one I've got 3 rows of beetroot, Detroit. In this one I've got 4 rows of beetroot, and they are pizzazz. This one I've got 4 rows of pakchoi, because I found the seeds and apparently they can still go in this time of year. This bed here I've got 3 rows of bright lights radish and 3 rows of English breakfast radish. And this little bed over here I've just popped in 3 rows of winter radish, so they're icicle. I'll just show you what I was doing with the compost bin as well before we go. So all my Daleks are full, and I had all them buckets full of stuff. So I've just knocked up a quick frame with some pallets, just loosely wired together and wired to the fence, and I'm just slowly gonna fill this up, and that'll be a sort of winter compost bin, and I'll let that break down over the winter, because all of this will sort of be going into it, you know, when it's finished. Let it break down over the winter, then I'll fill the beds up again with it, and then take it away. Same with the Daleks. I'll empty the Daleks into the beds over the winter. Okay, well, I'm going to head off home and I'm going to come back tomorrow to do the strawberries. Catch you all later. Right guys, I'm heading off home. I've done a couple of hours. I'm going to come back in the morning and do the strawberries and do the summer pruning on the damson and apple trees. So I'll show you that as a separate video. Right, thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.